We all run on treadmills for good health. Step after step, mile after mile, we chase physical fitness and well-being. But what if I told you there's another treadmill, one that we're all running on right now, that makes us sicker with every step we take? This isn't a physical treadmill. You won't find it in any gym. Yet millions of us wake up every morning, put on our metaphorical running shoes, and sprint on it until we're gasping for air. With each step, we rack up more debt. With each mile, we add more stress. With every sprint, we sacrifice more of our time, our health, and our happiness. We call it progress, success, the American dream. But in reality, it's a treadmill of sickness, a never-ending race where the finish line keeps moving further away. The more we earn, the more we spend. The more we buy, the more we need. The faster we run, the more exhausted we become. But here's the terrifying part. Most of us don't even realize we're running. Let me share with you something I read recently. The source is unknown, but the words cut deep. I exist to provide labor to my employer. In return, I receive just enough money to provide for basic shelter, food, and transportation so I can return the next day and labor for my employer again. I will do this day after day and be thankful for the privilege. I will do this week after week, month after month, and year after year, until my health and body can no longer provide value to my employer. Then I will die. Chilling, isn't it? This isn't just a dark observation. It's the reality for millions of people running on this treadmill of sickness. But here's where it gets even more twisted. The system isn't satisfied with just keeping you running for survival. It wants you to run faster, reach higher, take on more. That basic paycheck. Society tells you it's not enough. That apartment. You should own a house. That reliable used car. Time for an upgrade. And so begins the next phase of the sickness, where we're not just running to survive, we're running to maintain an ever-growing pile of debt, obligations, and responsibilities. All while being told this is the path to freedom. Think about where most people buy their homes. Location, location, location. That's what every real estate agent preaches. But what determines a good location? Usually, it's proximity to work. So we buy expensive homes in expensive areas because they're close to our jobs. And why do we desperately need these jobs? To pay for these expensive homes that we only bought to be close to these jobs. See the madness yet? And here's where the sickness spreads to the next generation. Parents are trapped in this endless cycle of work, commute, sleep, repeat. They're exhausted, stressed, and most importantly, absent. Who raises the children? Screens and sugar. iPads become babysitters. Netflix becomes the storyteller. Processed foods become the chef. Because who has time to cook after a 10-hour workday plus commute? Every 2 weeks, like clockwork, we get our scheduled dopamine hit, the paycheck. For a few fleeting hours, we feel rich, powerful, free. Friday hits, and the direct deposit notification pops up on your phone. Suddenly, your bank account looks healthy. The numbers are up. Time to feel abundant for about 48 hours. By Monday, most of that money is already gone. Auto-drafted mortgage payment, car loan, credit cards, insurance, internet, phone bill. The numbers plummet back down. The brief high fades into the familiar anxiety of watching your balance shrink. Let's talk about that moment when you sign your name on a 30-year mortgage. Everyone's smiling. The real estate agent is congratulating you. The loan officer is shaking your hand. You're now a homeowner, they declare. The champagne comes out. Photos are taken. You hold up your new house keys like a trophy. But let's freeze this moment. Look closer at what's really happening. That stack of papers you just signed, that's not just a mortgage agreement. That's a contract for your future. Your signature isn't just accepting a loan, it's surrendering the next 3 decades of your life. Think about it. 30 years. That's 360 monthly payments that must be made no matter what life throws at you. Recession, pay up. Health issues, pay up. Dream job opportunity in another city. Sorry, you're chained to this property now. This isn't home ownership. It's a modern form of indentured servitude. You've just agreed to run on this treadmill for the next 30 years. That's 7,800 workdays of mandatory labor. That's your kids growing up while you're grinding away to make those payments. That's your youth traded for square footage. That's your dreams and aspirations neatly packaged into a 30-year payment plan. And here's the cruel irony. By the time those 3 decades are up, by the time you've earned your freedom, you've spent your most energetic, creative, and vital years running on this treadmill. The system doesn't just take your money, it takes your time, your potential, your life force. But remember, the bank isn't the one that forced your hand. Society convinced you this was normal, expected, responsible. They told you renting was throwing money away, never mentioning that you're about to throw away something far more precious, your freedom to choose how you live your life. But here's the truth that the system doesn't want you to realize. You can escape this treadmill. The exit door has always been there, hiding in plain sight, obscured by the mountain of possessions we've been convinced we need to be happy. The key, minimalism. But I'm not talking about the Instagram perfect aesthetic of empty white rooms and overpriced minimalist furniture. I'm talking about radical, intentional minimalism, a complete reset of your relationship with consumption and possession. Think deeply about this. Every single item you own isn't just a possession. It's a responsibility, a commitment, a chain. Your big house. It doesn't just demand a mortgage. It demands property taxes, insurance, utilities, maintenance, repairs, cleaning, landscaping, and endless improvements. It demands your weekends, your mental energy, and your freedom to move. Your car. It's not just the monthly payment. It's the insurance, the fuel, the maintenance, the repairs, the parking fees, the toll tags, the registration, the inspections, an endless convoy of costs following you everywhere you go. Your closet full of clothes, storage space, maintenance, mental energy, deciding what to wear, time spent shopping for more, money spent keeping up with trends that don't matter. Even your smartphone. It's not just the device payment, it's the monthly service plan, the insurance, the apps, the upgrades, the accessories, the invisible tether keeping you connected to work 24/7. But here's where hope begins to shine through. The path to freedom starts with a radical question. What if you needed less? Not just spending less, but needing less, wanting less, requiring less to feel secure, successful, and satisfied. What if, instead of stretching your income to afford more, you contracted your needs to require less? What if, instead of upgrading your lifestyle with each pay raise, you maintained your simple life and invested the difference in your freedom? Imagine a smaller home that you can pay off in 10 years instead of 30. A used car bought with cash instead of a new one with a 6-year loan. A capsule wardrobe that eliminates decision fatigue. A life designed around experiences rather than possessions. Time and energy to pursue what truly matters to you. Each possession you decline becomes a step slower on the treadmill. Each debt you avoid is a chain that never gets wrapped around your ankles. Each simple choice compounds into freedom. The system works by keeping you believing you need more. That's the great lie, that accumulation equals achievement, that consumption equals success, that debt equals adulthood. But the truth is blindingly simple. The less you need, the less power the system has over you. The less you own, the more you actually possess: time, freedom, peace of mind, and the ability to live life on your own terms. This isn't about deprivation, it's about liberation. Because when you need less to be happy, when you owe less to the system, when you're no longer chained to endless payments, that's when you can finally step off the treadmill and start actually living. The choice, as always, is yours. You can keep running on this treadmill until your legs give out, or you can start your journey to freedom today, one conscious choice at a time.